getting answers on a traffic alert out of Springfield. New stop signs have recently been put up to try to ease potential speeders on Forest Park Avenue.
Now, Western Mass News reporter Matt Price is live for us in Springfield's Forest Park neighborhood with more. Matt.
Chris and Amanda, it's the start of a new chapter for those who live and or drive on Forest Park Avenue. These new signs, like the one just over my right shoulder, were put up just about a week ago, making not one but two intersections all-way stops. This is video of what those crossings now look like. These signs have been placed at the intersection of Forest Park Avenue and Riverview and Western View Streets, as well as at the intersection of Forest Park Avenue and Randolph and Garfield Streets. In addition, signs that were already on the side streets have the new all-way wording below the word stop. Residents in the area say they have seen multiple accidents in this area over time, and they are concerned when it comes to those walking on sidewalks or crossing the street, specifically kids making their way to and from school. Now, when our crew was here this afternoon, we noticed several cars either yielding but not making a full stop, or just going through the intersection completely. Western Mass News spoke with Luis Espejo, who has lived on Randolph Street for the last 3 years. Like other residents, he is happy to see this new signage, but he believes more should be done.
I think there needs more to be done, such as lines, stop lines, so people know it's another visual for them, and also crosswalks, because the crosswalks are few and far between on this very long road.
That was actually Joyce Rosen saying what she wants to see more of as time moves along. Now, we did reach out to Springfield DPW Director Chris Signoli for comment on this matter. He was unavailable to speak with us today, but as soon as we have any more information on this development, we will certainly pass it along to you. Reporting live in the Forest Park neighborhood of Springfield, Matt Price, Western Mass News.